What is going on, guys? Tomorrow we're getting the update for the global side, and along with that we're going to be getting the new Extreme Super Battle Road stage level 32, which is Wicked Bloodline. So we're going to go over a little team building guide for you guys before it drops, so you guys are prepared to absolutely demolish this stage. So first stage will be King Vegeta and then Bardock. Second stage we have Vegeta, Nappa, Raditz, and Goku, and then third stage we have Super Saiyan Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks in there. So we're going to go over everything. Now, the Wicked Bloodline category itself is severely limited. As you guys can see, there's like no units in this category. It's literally just freezes and coolers. Like, it's all freezes and coolers. You have coolies in there as well, but other than that, it's just freezes and coolers. So if you're missing some of these main units, it will be a little bit harder, but for the most part, there are some substitutions in here that you can make that should make it pretty easy to beat this stage, especially if you have these two. You know, the golden freezes are a huge help for this stage. But anyways, leader wise, the one downside to Wicked Bloodline is that there's really no good leader for this team. So obviously the main leader is Cooler here, the Metal Cooler. He's the only one full, I won't say only, he's the only full 170 lead for Wicked Bloodline. But even then, his card is not good in the slightest. He is much needed of an EZA. He does lower attack and defense on Super, which is good, especially if you're able to get some additionals in there. But other than that, he's severely lacking. He only gets 80% to attack and defense. He gets an additional attack boost, but that's not too crazy. He does recover 7% HP at the end of the turn, which is nice when he is receiving an attack. And then he also does transform when HP is 50% or less. And that's basically just like a grade ape form. So he's severely lacking defense, and honestly, he's just not the greatest option to run. If you're missing some of the other options, then you might have to stick with him. In that case, that is a bummer because, like I said, he's not the greatest, but hopefully you have some of these other options that we're going to go over. So Sworn Enemies, Planet Namek Saga, the full power AGL Frieza. I do not have him, but if you do have him, this stage will definitely be a lot easier because he is very, very good. So he's going to be 170 to attack and HP, and then 150 to defense. So not a full 170 lead, but still a better option than most of the other leaders on this team. On his super, he's raising attack, and then on his ultra super, he's raising defense, which is nice. So you want to try and get that ultra super. He gets 100% to attack and defense, launches an additional super when you receive an attack first, which is nice. He has a medium chance of launching an additional super as the second or third attacker in a turn. He gets 100% to attack and defense for 6 turns from the start of the turn as well. And then he gets an additional 50% to attack starting from the 7th turn. He gets key +1 at the start of each turn, up to 3, plus an additional 50% to attack when there's super class enemy, which there is, I believe, for every stage. Yeah, so Bardock, Goku, and then everyone in the last stage. So you're going to be getting that extra attack, and then he performs a critical hit when there's an enemy whose name includes Goku. So that will be the last 2 stages, so you will be critting in there as well. So he is very, very good for the stage, especially because he can be very good defensively. He also has an active skill, raises attack temporarily, and causes ultimate damage, and that's activated when facing only one enemy who's super class and HP is 30% or less. So the condition for that kind of is not the greatest, but that is possible to get, which would help also. So honestly, he's probably your best bet in my opinion if you do have him. Again, I've been playing for quite a while and I don't even have him. I was not able to pull him, but yeah, definitely a better option than the Cooler here. Now, some of the other options, I'd probably say Cooler is one of the top 3 options here. He's Terrifying Conqueror's transformation. Oh, just keep in mind, for Sworn Enemies, Planet Namek Saga, not all of the same units from Wicked Bloodline will fall in there. So you're going to have to nitpick with some of the ones that do fall under Sworn Enemies and Planet Namek Saga. For the most part, I believe, I want to say most of the freezes are in there. The golden freezes are in there, so you should be good on that end. Some of the other freezes we're going to go over in there as well. So just keep that in mind. You won't have the same unit pool as if you were to run the Cooler, because not all the Wicked Bloodline enemies fall under these 2 categories. But for the most part, there's a good amount of them that do. And then same goes for the Cooler here. I don't think all of the coolers fall into Terrifying Conqueror's transformation boost, but for the most part, the freezes and coolers are in here as well. So he's going to be HP 130 and then attack and defense 170, which is probably better than the Frieza here, who gives 150 to defense instead of 170. On super, he's lowering attack and defense again, which is really nice. His passive, he's 100% to attack and defense. He's also a support unit for transformation boost. He gives 30% and ki +2 when facing only one enemy. And then he's also a support for Terrifying Conquerors when facing 2 or more. And he's giving 50%, which is actually really, really good. So if you're running Terrifying Conquerors, he will be a very good support for them. And then he also does have his transformation. He's going to raise attack on super, cause immense damage, and greatly lower defense. And then he now gets 180% to attack and defense, launches an additional that has a medium chance of being a super, and then performs a crit when there's a pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans enemy, which again, there are in here. I believe everyone on here is pure Saiyans for the most part, so he will be getting those critical hits guaranteed in there as well. So again, probably would go Frieza cooler. Some other options, if you're missing some of them, we have the EZA Tech Frieza here. He's extreme class. He's only a 130 lead, but he's still very good. You could even run him as one of the teams under the other leaders because of the fact that he does stack attack and defense. He's lowering defense, and then his defense isn't great, but it's solid. He gets 40% when attacking super class enemies. He gets a 110% boost. And then he also recovers 11% HP at the start of the turn, which is always nice. And then he has all of his transformations to go through, so that's nice as well. So he is an option for a leader as well. And then another leader here, we have the third form Frieza. He's a Sworn Enemies 130 lead as well. Again, only 130 lead, but still very solid. Now, I don't think the coolers fall under Sworn Enemies, if I do remember correctly. Let's pull this up real quick. Yeah, so Sworn Enemies will just be the Friezas, so keep that in mind. You won't be able to run the coolers here, but if you have most of the Friezas, you can run him as a lead if you're missing anything. He stacks attack, raises defense for a turn on super. He only gets 70% to attack and defense, but he gets an additional attack and defense plus 7% with each attack performed, all the way up to 70%, which is nice. He has a high chance of launching up to 2 additional attacks, so that defense can get high pretty quick, depending on your RNG, but then again, you're not always going to get the RNG, so it's kind of a 50-50 chance there. And then each of those has a high chance of becoming a super, so you have a high chance for the 2 additionals and then a high chance again for them to be super, so it is RNG based there, which kind of sucks. But he also is a Sworn Enemy support unit, which is very nice. So if you do run him, he will be very good support. Very good unit. Another unit that I do not have from this category, I think him and the Goku, I'm tripping. I think him and the LR Frieza are the only units that I'm really missing from this category, and of course they're 2 of the bigger units for this team, which kind of sucks, but those are probably your best options for the leaders. Now there are other leaders in here. You have the free-to-play Frieza and King Cold. I believe they're 100% lead for Wicked Bloodline. You have this Frieza. He's only 77% lead, so I would not suggest running him. I think Frieza here is extreme class as well in his EZA. Again, only 90%, so that kind of sucks. Who else is in here? Where's he at? AGL Frieza, right? Oh no, he's only playing Namek Saga, I believe. Yeah, so that's not gonna work right there. So yeah, these are probably going to be your best options. I'd try and stick with either Frieza or Cooler here, and then these 2 as your backups. Again, I mean, Cooler is a 170 lead, but he's just not the greatest unit. He needs an EZA. But yeah, those are the leader-wise. And then some of the better units, obviously, I talked about them a little bit earlier. The Tech Golden Frieza and the AGL Golden Frieza, they're going to be the best defensive options here. As you guys know, they reduced the Tech one will reduce damage received by 80% when HP is 50% or more. And then when he drops below 50%, he gets... No, when he drops below 50%, yeah, he gets in a 50% damage reduction there. So when you're above 50%, you're basically taking no damage with him. And then the AGL Frieza, same thing, except he reduces damage received by 90% when HP is 40% or more. So he's an even better tank than the Tech one. So those 2 are going to be huge for these runs, especially no item runs. if you're going for those. We have Cooliza here, one of the fusions units. He's actually pretty good with his EZA. He raises defense and causes supreme damage. He's also raising attack. And then he gets a 120 boost to attack and defense when performing a super. He's a high chance of launching an additional super, which is nice. He's a chance of performing a crit plus 10% with each super performed up to 30%. And then he's a support unit for Fusion or Wicked Bloodline as well. So he gives 30% attack and defense to Wicked Bloodline. So everyone on the team will be getting that boost if you do run him. Another unit we have here is this Int EZA Frieza. We talked about him. He's a 77% lead. He's lowering attack, which is nice. He gets 100% to attack and defense. He guards all attacks. He gives all allies key +2 attack and defense plus 20% when there's a Goku's family category enemy, which again is each stage. So you will be getting that guaranteed guard as well as that support for all allies. So he's really good here. And then he reduces damage received by 50% when his guard is activated. So he's getting that 50% damage reduction. So he is a very good option for this team as well. My ideal team, honestly, would probably, well, based on who I have, I'm probably going to run the STR cooler because I'm missing the Frieza right here. But I'm probably going to run him, the 2 Friezas, this Frieza as well. I would definitely run the 3rd form Frieza, but I do not have him. Another very good unit that I'm probably going to run is this Angel Frieza here. If you're not aware, he stacks defense and he also seals. He gets 100% to attack and defense. He gets an additional 50% to attack and defense for 5 turns and a medium chance of evading enemies' attack within the same turn after receiving an attack. And then attacked enemies attack and defense minus 30% for 2 turns is also very big. And then on top of that, he does have a transformation too. In his transformation, he now gets 120 to attack and defense. He gets an additional 80% to attack and defense and a great chance of stunning the attacked enemy when performing a super, and then reduces damage received by 50% when HP drops below 50%. So very good unit as well to use. I'll probably run him. And then my final slot, it's probably between the free-to-play Frieza and the tech transforming Frieza. I don't think I have a tab open for him yet, but he's solid with his EZA. He's not amazing, but he is definitely solid. He raises attack and defense for a turn. On his 12 key, his 18 key, he is lowering attack and defense, so keep that in mind. And then his passive, he only gets 50% to attack and defense, but he gets an additional defense plus 50% as the 1st or 3rd attacker in the turn. And then he is pretty key sufficient as well because he gets an additional 3 key when attacking superclass enemies. So he is pretty good for the most part. You're going to want a 12 key unless there's only like one enemy. Then the Ultra Super could come in handy because you're lowering attack and defense. But he is another solid option, especially for those free-to-play players out there. If you are free-to-play, this one will definitely be a little bit harder. There are good options. Obviously, you have the 100% lead. You could run Frieza as well. This Int Frieza that I went over, I believe he's free to play as well, so you could run him. You have the Int Cooler in there. He's solid. Who else is free to play? And this Tech Frieza, is he? I want to say I think he is. Physical Friezas, there's a couple in here that are okay units that you could use, but free to play, yeah, definitely going to have it a little bit harder, so I applaud you guys if you're able to beat this one. That's definitely rough for you guys, but for the most part, those are going to be the main units you guys want to use. Let me know down below in the comments what teams you're going to be running, or shoot me a message on Twitter. I'd love to see. I will have these. They should drop tomorrow. I don't think we have specific time, but the data download information and everything, all the new EZAs is set to drop tomorrow, so it only makes sense that it should drop tomorrow. So expect this. I should have a video out going over a team building guide for the new Super Battle Road, which is Bonded Master and Disciple, so keep that in mind. That will be coming to the channel. But other than that, hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, smash that like button. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you're new as well, you want to stay tuned for more content, whether it be news, summons, gameplay, we have it all on the channel. So consider going down there, hitting that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. But other than that, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.